You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. As Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. A little bit earlier today, there was an unveiling of a mural across from the Greenwood Cultural Center. Powerful, powerful mural. We had an opportunity to live stream that event. If you want to see the full stream, simply go to our YouTube channel. But I had an opportunity to talk with the artist as well as Dr. Tiffany CRUTCHER. Many of you know we had her on the show. Her brother Terrence CRUTCHER was shot and killed, her twin brother. So we had an opportunity to talk with her as well as KRISTI about that mural and how important it is to this community. Here's that conversation. With the unveiling of this mural.
Mm-hmm. This mural is truth. I've been just really arguing the fact that I'm so sick of murals. That's what this city has been giving us for reparations. They gave us some park benches to sit and reflect about what happened. Even a tree. They dedicated a tree. But something like this that comes from us, that tells the truth. You know, the murals this city want to give us is Jackie Robinson. You know, that had no ties to this city and this massacre. Mm-hmm. And my great aunt Janie was in the Dreamland Theater when the massacre happened, and she escaped. And just to see those ladies running out of there, it just hit me. It just hit me. And all the years of us hitting this sidewalk and people saying, what are y'all doing out here protesting? That's stupid and doing this. And now people are finally hearing. And as Dr. CRUTCHER, my good friend here, always tells me, it's not what you say, but what you keep saying. Mm-hmm. And today, I just felt heard. I felt heard. Mm-hmm. It's not reparations, but it's our voice when you come in this district. Mm-hmm. It's our voice when you see it. And it's raw, and people need to see what happened, especially since Kevin Stitt signed this House Bill 1775, where we can't teach about the history and what happened to us because it makes white people uncomfortable, you know. And people keep saying, well, KRISTI, racism is everywhere. Massacres happened everywhere, but we're unique because before this state became a state, it was Indian territory, and the only people who could own land here was black and natives. So we want our land back. We owned a third of eastern Oklahoma. This is huge. We had land, we had wealth, and people need to know that. Our people need to know that.
That was one of the things that I sort of explained to people, because folks say, well, Black Wall Street burned down, but then was rebuilt. I said, yeah, but what would it be like if those resources had not had to be spent to rebuild? Mm-hmm. Where would African Americans be? We talk about the accumulation of wealth. Mm-hmm. And the reality, I think what you're seeing is with that particular bill, I think with all these attacks on critical race theory, mm-hmm. And I have a book coming out next year called White Fear. Mm-hmm. What we're dealing with is really there are some white Americans who are absolutely afraid of others knowing the real history of mm-hmm. America and what happened. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And as you talk about, you know, yes, Greenwood was rebuilt by 1925 better than what it was before. But, you know, by 1920, Oklahoma had over 50 black townships from freedmen. Land, they owned that land, these townships. That's what helped rebuild Greenwood. It was those 50 other black townships. We had a network of black communities mm-hmm. across this state. And so that's what rebuilt it. And so not only are we fighting this state, white supremacist, this system, we are also fighting the tribes who kicked us out of the tribes, who kicked their black people out of the tribes. You know, and we want what belongs to us. So we have a two-edged sword here we're fighting, a double-edged sword.
Dr. CRUTCHER, you made a remark at the opening when you said there are people who are going to be coming here who are tourists. And when I looked at the schedule, I see this here, but also the city. There's this arts district that's going to be unveiling all these different things. But what do you want African Americans who come here to say and do, and those folks across the country who are watching this, who are not going to be here, what they should be saying about what should be happening with the descendants, with the people who live here, of what was taken
from our people?
Well, absolutely. I mean, people are going to be coming from all over, but in particularly black people to pay homage. But again, as some of the individuals said today, we didn't learn about it. As black people, as a descendant, I didn't learn about it. And so I hope that they will come and truly learn what took place on this sacred soil. We consider all of this a crime scene still because there's been no atonement, there's been no repair, no reparations, no justice. And so I want them to understand that and feel that and take their shoes off and put their feet on this blood-stained soil and realize that ancestors are speaking out from this soil, asking why, asking why. And so this isn't just a festival. I want for people to understand it's not about the music. It's not about John P. Key, P.J. Morton, John Legend, anybody. This is about justice. We have 3 last known living survivors who are here, who clawed their way through some of the worst times, Jim Crow, the civil rights movement in our nation's history, and they're here. And that's what it's supposed to be about. That's who it should be about, and their descendants. And so I need for people to be screaming reparations now. Reparations now. Nothing else. And so that's what I want for people to get. That's the message. And you can't have reconciliation. It's become a big business without the truth. And so we'll be spreading truth this weekend.
That's right.
When we were driving in, because again, it's very interesting in this country how certain words mean different things and they scare folks. So you got some people out there who are white, who, oh my God, I hate reparations. I said, okay. 9/11, there was a victim compensation fund that the federal government established. Now, there were people who were impacted by it. That wasn't, other folks would say, but it wasn't caused by the federal government. But the federal government created a victim compensation fund that was established. Okay, so people are afraid of reparations. Okay, create a victim compensation fund.
That's right.
In Tulsa and Oklahoma, and they're gonna, and then of course, they're gonna have all these different events. But do you also say that those resources that are being spent, that's where the creation of the victim compensation fund should start?
It definitely should. It definitely should. Right now, our only black city councilor, Vanessa Hall Harper, she's not here right now because she's fighting with the city legal department on that very thing right now. And so we are fighting for that. It needs to happen. And I keep going back to this Creek Nation because they just got $1 million in CARES Act funds. And just imagine how much that could help black people, freedmen's. And they constantly, this city and the state has constantly funded all kinds of stuff, just like the Greenwood Rising Museum. $30 million they raised for that. Not one dime of that is going to any of the victims, the survivors. That's who it should go to. They haven't done any of that. It's all just lipstick on a pig.
And just so folks, again, who are not here, so Tiffany, explain to folks what the Greenwood Cultural Center is, and then what museum she just spoke of, because there's a difference.
Well, the Greenwood Cultural Center was founded, and I hate to say this, by the late former State Senator Maxine Horner and Don Ross, Representative Don Ross. They were legends in this community. She recently passed away this past, I think, February, and she went to her grave fighting for this community. She established the first 1921 Tulsa Race Riot Commission that established 4 demands, 4 points: reparations for this community, to explore what happened, to build a memorial, and to give scholarships for descendants of survivors. And not one of those demands have been met. And so she founded this cultural center, which is a staple in our community. This is where we do all of our events. We have history and art dedicated to what happened, the truth. And so this is the building. If you want to make a donation, you need to make a donation to the Greenwood Cultural Center in Maxine Horner's honor. And so we're north of this highway, the IDL. That's what destroyed Greenwood yet again. Destroyed it, devastated it. And so north of the IDL is where all of the predominantly black Tulsans live. South of the IDL, you see high-rises, you see condos, you see rooftops.
So explain to the folks, because we covered the story as well, and some people are just confused by this, not understanding how highways were created to split up black communities. So when you say that destroyed it, explain that to those who are watching.
A part of the model cities and a part of what the LBJ administration put these highways through a lot of major inner cities throughout this country. And you notice there's no exits. There's no exits here. And so that really cut right into the heart. The Red Wing Hotel was right there. J.B. Stratford Hotel, the Dreamland Theater.
Anthony, just swing around just to show the swing the camera around. Keep talking.
Yes.
You just swing around to show the highway.
Yeah, so that highway has really put a, I always say Greenwood is the heartbeat to all those other black communities. And that's a major artery right there. And it has really stopped a lot of people from coming here. Right now, the businesses on Greenwood, they don't even have any parking. They can't get there.
Again, KRISTI said something earlier that we rebuild bigger and better, but I always have to just push back a little bit. Some people rebuild, some, because 10,000 people were displaced and scattered all over the United States. They had to flee. Not as immigrants, but as refugees, to white racial terror violence, anti-black racism, white supremacy. And we're calling this weekend homecoming. Greenwood, Black Wall Street is everywhere. It's a spirit, it's a mindset. And so we're hoping that we can be the model. We have one opportunity, and this is the weekend that we got to scream to the top of our lungs. We want justice, we want reparations, and if we can get it here, we can get HR 40 in Congress.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends. Go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.